Where are the giants? While researching for a sermon, I came across a quote from Sir Isaac Newton, one of the most renowned scientific intellects of all time. He said, "If I have seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." What a subtle but profound truth Newton articulated. He was telling the world that regarding any accolades that may come his way for the discoveries he had made, the credit did not belong to him, but rather to the scientific giants upon whose shoulders he stood. Very simply, he realized he could not be successful on his own. He needed the wisdom and support of others. Newton is not alone on the shoulders of giants. Everyone, whether in the field of science, civic government, religion, or any other vocation or calling in life, draws on the work of others. Have you ever been riding or walking through the countryside and seen a turtle on a fence post? Now, I reluctantly admit that I, along with the wild bunch of boys I used to run with as a child, have been guilty of doing this. On those carefree, lazy days of summer that have long since faded into distant memories, we would get up in the morning, mount our bicycles, and spend the day roaming the neighborhood and woods, terrorizing cats, dogs, lizards, snakes, neighbors, and getting into who knows what. And yes, on occasion, we would spy a poor turtle or terrapin, put it on a fence post, and leave it. I know this was horrible, but that was before I met Jesus, and this is now under his blood. I said all of that to say this. If you ever see a turtle on a fence post, there's one thing of which you can be 100% certain. He did not get there by himself. He had to have help from somebody else. So it is with us. If we've accomplished great things in our lives, if we somehow see further than others, just as Sir Isaac Newton declared, we do so by standing on the shoulders of giants. And I promise you, if you have excelled in your chosen field, somewhere along the way, somebody reached down, picked you up, and set you on a fence post. As long as I can remember, God has always placed giants in my life who have put me on their shoulders and lifted me higher than I could have ever gone on my own. I came into this world blessed to have two giants for parents. They taught me about manners and common sense and built confidence in me. They modeled love, they enforced their teachings and beliefs with discipline, and in so doing, these two giants hoisted me upon their shoulders and lifted me higher than I could ever have gone alone. I'm married to a spiritual giant, a lady who fades into the background and never usurps her ministry over the ministry God has given me. A lady who told me that while my calling is to minister to the masses, hers is to minister to the minister. She is a lady in every sense of the word, and her quiet presence speaks so loudly that if I ever go anywhere without her, the first question out of everybody's mouth is, "Where's Mary Ann?" And it is not her shoulders alone that I stand upon, but every member of my family has hoisted me upon their shoulders and lifted me higher than I could have ever gone alone. I was blessed to have some spiritual giants for school teachers who taught me during my formative years. Their names and faces are etched in my memory. Names like Laura O'Neill, Blanche Brooks, Edna Champion, Ruth Smith, Mary Robertson, and many others who, through their actions, place me upon their shoulders. I was blessed to have some giants in my secular career. Men like Reverend Sam Mitchell, who gave me my first shot at management, and Rick Selby, who hired me as his plant manager at Filterdyne Filtration Systems. I can still remember what he told me when he hired me. He said, "I'm hiring you for your people skills, not your knowledge of how to manufacture our product. I can teach you that. I need you to bring your people skills into our business and run it." He also told me, "I'm hiring you to make decisions. Make them. If you make a wrong decision, we'll discuss it. I won't have a problem with you making the wrong decision unless you make the same wrong decision twice. These men were giants in my secular career. They placed me upon their shoulders and lifted me higher than I could have ever gone alone. I've been blessed to have many spiritual giants throughout my preaching and pastoral ministry. Names and faces are etched in my mind. Names like Miss Gladys Sadler, Ma Harville, Miss Daisy Rayleigh, and Sister Ari Carr. Names like Truett Humphrey, a deacon in my first church who took me under his wing and taught me how to be a pastor. Neil, the Chief Phillips Sr., the fall guy at Stovall Baptist Church. Brother George Garbett, the instrument God used to get me to stop smoking. Just to mention a few. Each of these lifted me upon their shoulders and took me higher than I could have ever gone alone. Sadly, as I take this stroll down the spiritual hall of fame of my life and view it afresh, I realize that there is a tremendous shortage of spiritual giants today. I wonder, where are the giants today? Spiritually speaking, what is it that made these common people in my life giants of the faith? The answer is really quite simple. Through faith, they did what God called them to do. What are the requirements for becoming a giant of the faith? Is it something we are born with? Is there something different about the DNA of a giant of the faith? Do giants of the faith come into the world with a big S on their chest like Superman? No. 10,000 times no. Giants of the faith are ordinary people who answered a call from God and are doing ordinary things in extraordinary ways through extraordinary faith in Jesus Christ. Giants of the faith serve Kool-Aid and cookies at Vacation Bible School. They make sure the heat and air are turned on before you arrive at church and lock the building after you leave. They listen as children repeat a Bible verse they have memorized. They teach a class. They pick up trash. They smile. They listen. They pray for you. They encourage you. They cry with you. They believe in you. And they are there for you through all of life's situations. Again, giants of the faith are extraordinary people who answered a call from God and are doing ordinary things in extraordinary ways through extraordinary faith in Jesus Christ. Where are the giants of the faith today? Sadly, there's a spiritual famine in the land today of giants of the faith. They have cowered to feelings of inadequacy, fear of failure, and the voices of their critics. I believe that every church marquee should read, "Wanted spiritual giants apply inside." Who are the giants of the faith? Ordinary people like you and me who have answered His call and are doing our best for Him. If I have seen further than others, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants. Sir Isaac Newton. Lord, I very simply ask today that you would make us mindful of those giants of the faith upon whose shoulders we stand, and that, Lord, you would remind us there are those around us who need for us to pick them up and, Lord, lift them higher than they could ever go alone. God, help us to pick up those spiritual turtles and terrapins you have placed along our life way for you. God, help us to be an encouragement to somebody today. In your name, amen.